Okay, in this video, I'm going to go over some of my lines and kind of how-to of the North Fork of the French Broad. Well, you guys seen right there at the start, you see me pointing at that sign. That sign is pretty much where I normally park when I'm doing this run. There is another parking area that's on up, but it gets kind of tight. And then when you take out, and there's like 6 or 7 people taking out at the same time, you have to change on the side of the road and all that. It's a little tough right there. So just go on down. It's maybe another, I don't know, 2,000 yards of paddling that you got to do. I'll show that at the end of this video where I take out. Now this put in, so here we go. This put in right here is a different put in also. It's on the bridge on up on actual, I think that road is 276 or Parkway Drive or something like that. And where this put in particular adds a little more extra water, you basically either hike in or you paddle in. I'll show you where the actual hike in is. I'll leave a pin for both this put in and the hiking put in. There was a bunch of stickers that used to be on the guardrail, so I actually got lost when we were looking for this. And look for this bent guardrail. There is a pull off. The hike in is very easy. Just if you ever want to do this if you do this run for the first time, I recommend actually doing this upper section. I've done this upper section a couple of times. So actually, all 3 of these people with me, neither one of them have done it. So they're all first timers too. I do know that there is one rapid on this upper. I think they call it like Sandpaper or something like that. It's actually a decent little waterfall on here. Now here's the actual rapid that you're going to encounter on this run. Pretty simple. Just go down this left side. And by the way, look at it. Okay, you see the level here. So this level, I'll throw the level up. And the bridge gauge, we're looking at maybe 1 dash above 0. So what does that correlate to as far as the online gauge? I'm going to say that it's around about 300 to 400 CFS, which is on my bare minimum for this run. You can, people do it actually lower. They don't do this upper section. If you're doing this upper section right here, you might want to be around about a foot. About 1 foot on the bridge gauge is my favorite level. A foot to actually 3 feet. I mean, I've done it. Obviously, if it's your first time, that's very subjective on what you think would be a good level. If you're very comfortable on it, 2 feet's pretty fun. But there's some spots in there that could be interesting. This run borders the Parkway Drive the entire way. There's the actual put in right here. So that's the actual trail put in. You'll put in this big flat water section right here. This is maybe 1.5 miles in on this paddling. So we paddled in 1.5 miles, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I think scraped in a couple spots, but it's totally fine. Now we're coming up on the first part of the gorge. So this actually starts a little flat. It gorges out. I don't know what the gradient loss on this. Maybe someone could comment what the actual gradient loss. If I had to guess, I would say about 150 per mile. It's a little like, this is the first rapid coming up to. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually show you another level that I was there that was closer to a foot. I have a video where I did it where it was closer to a foot, and on that level where this is the first rapid. There's a tree in this rapid right now. So this is something you do want to scout because this is kind of a constricted ledge. Here coming up, you'll see me paddling down at a higher flow, and all I do is start right here and just kind of like boof over this cross current. No tree at all right here, just boof over the cross current. Don't flip right here. Do not try to run the left-hand side there, even at a higher flow. It's a little pin rock over there. Now you have maybe two rapids that you're going to have to navigate before Boxcar. So Boxcar is the first kind of like named rapid on here, in my opinion. You know, I wouldn't even call these like named rapids. I don't think AW has a name for any of these, except now you've got this kind of ledge right here. So at higher flows, that can actually be a good boof off of that left-hand side. Now, to scout Boxcar, you want to stop right here and get out on the right. It is difficult to scout. I would recommend scouting Boxcar if no one's done this in a while, because if a tree is in it, you're kind of toast. You're going to come down, and you're going to be in a lot of trouble if there's a tree in the ledge of Boxcar. My next clip that you're going to see is me running it at higher flow, and there was a tree in it, but it was passable. and it was very noticeable. So to get out, you're going to get out here on the left. I mean, the river right, get out right here in this eddy. You can only get maybe 2 boats in there, so don't try to pile in there, or you might be running it by accident. The horizon line's pretty quick right here. So we get out, and she wanted to scout it, and now she's actually choosing her own line. You can see it's a little low, and I was saying that lower is actually harder on this because you got no speed. You're going to come up on that right-hand side, and you're going to have to try to boof, kind of rock boof on that right-hand side. You don't want to go left of that flake rock down there. That's what I'm explaining. Even if you have to catch a rock boof, you want to kind of boof off that right-hand side. You'll see me run it at a higher flow here in a minute, and you'll see what I mean about just being able to just blast down this. It can be ran at a lot of levels, everybody. Don't get me wrong. You can run this. This is as low as I'm going to run it, but, I've ran it lower. I always say that, then I'm back up there lower. Let's go ahead. Let's cut over to somewhere I'm running it at about a foot. So what's this tree? I get out and scout it. You guys see how there's a tree in the line right there? Luckily, you could duck under it. It looks like it's almost not passable. But if this tree fell in the rapid down at the bottom, that could be very bad. That's why I'm like, get out, scout it, make sure you see your landing zone down there, that there's no trees or anything down in there. So let me show you running it low. I'm telling these guys, this is another trip. I'm telling these guys that it's good to go. Here it is low. So this is the level I did at the other day. Just stay right. Try to pick up as much speed as possible. Even if you're scraping on the rock, try to grab right much rock as I could. I know I don't like rock boofing. I am using the Shogun. Check it out. I am using the Shogun in this one. So, the Shogun can take a beating. I'm showing where the hike down, if you have to portage it, you could still launch from that ledge right up there on the right. You guys see where that right, you could still launch that. I actually hiked back up and ran it twice during this lap because my first one, I was trying to make it back up to tell them that it's very tough to get a lot of speed coming in. Just come in as fast as you can. And let me show you some, I'll come up and show you a level that I did it at where it's higher. So that way you get to see what it looks like at higher flows going where you don't have to go as fast. It's more being more precise on your movement right here. So let's go ahead and cut over to the higher flow now, and you can see how I come off of there. See, I'm actually just dropping in because I don't like the looks of that tree, but I miss it pretty easy right here. Now, I still want to stay left. I mean, stay right. See, I just boofed off right there. Line doesn't change. Actually, everybody, to me, the lines don't change at all at pretty much all the levels out here. You can see there's a little more. You can actually run that left-hand side. Oh, they actually call that left-hand side blind date. You can get up on that rock and flare boof off. Now, this is the next rapid. I think they call this Island Rapid. I like to go right here and just kind of like pick and choose my line down through here. Obviously a little lower. You want to be, just don't get pinned up on some rocks down here. Pretty simple. Just kind of like work your way down. No problems. Everybody had a good day this day right here. Just pretty much easy. This is a good first time level, by the way. You get to see this gorge. It is actually roadside, but it's technically not roadside. There is some hike out if you had to. You can actually lap this. But you know what? You have to figure that out on your own. This next rapid, I think they call it Typewriter or Drag Strip, something like that. Notice how, now I'm in the gorge right now. So this is the gorge out section. Pretty simple. I go down, I hit the eddy over here on the right. Once again, at higher flows, you might want to look at this and make sure there's no trees in it. I'm telling them to kind of stay left to center to right. Center to right, basically. Do not get on that rock down there. You see the rock down there on the left-hand side. Do not flip and go under that. That would not be fun. I think you'd be okay, but it would not be ideal. How about that? Now, the next rapid comes up pretty quick, which is called Razorback. This whole canyon, I would rate maybe a class 3, 4-ish, kind of a pushy 4. It's definitely a creek boat run, half slice river runner, creek boat. I wouldn't take playboats down it. You can, but I wouldn't recommend it. Creek boats, this reactor is a beautiful boat out there. Here coming up, I'm just going to stay right stay right, and do not go left here. Just stay right, stay strong on the hips, do not flip, and it just blasts you out. At higher flow, that really moves fast. Now you're coming up on one of the more kind of like difficult rapids. It's called Clog. I like to run this center. Normally that's kind of a boof, and then I cut left, kind of getting this eddy. You can pick it apart even at higher flow. This eddy's still here. This is one of the longer rapids on the river too. See, I'm in that eddy now. I'm facing to the, I'm gonna ride this flow out right here. Catch a little kind of boof stroke right there. Now, down here at the bottom is where there's a pretty burly hole at higher flows. I'm actually catching another eddy right here. So you can what you want to do, you either go far left of this hole or far right of this hole. Just if you hit it center, carry a good stroke at higher flows. I actually catch this little micro eddy right here and just kind of surf my way across in front of the hole. It's right there. That's the hole. Obviously, it's not in play today, but it can be bad. I've seen some swims out of there, by the way. Several swims. Now you're coming into the next rapid. I don't think this one right here has a name. I'm telling her that that's actually a burly hole at higher flows. Little ledge right here, nothing major. Your next rapid is going to be called Vortex, which is another kind of rapid where you want to kind of be on your toes a little bit. Don't just float into it guessing where you want to be. I like to go far. I like to start this top at center.
It's a long rapid.
I'm explaining to them about up 360 that rock at higher flows. You can catch good 360s at that higher flow. I like to pick this one apart. Even at higher flows, there's some really kind of dynamic eddies in this one. Going down, catch a stroke there. Stay left right here. So obviously it's a little lower today, but this is the line even at higher and lower flows right there. I have to get a little hip check to get over that. There's an eddy right here. Now there's a couple of good eddies to catch in here. I could catch an eddy right there on the left, but I just stay in the flow and catch this one on the right there. And then immediately, see that micro eddy in between those two rocks? That's such a dynamic eddy. Drop the edge hard right there. See that hard edge? Reactor's so good with that edge drop too. If you got a kind of a displacement hole style boat, it might be a little tougher. Now, no, she actually ran it backwards. It did it better switch than a lot of people, that's for sure. I've caught almost loops out of this. Right here, it forms a big hole. So just so you know, at higher flows, you got to plug that bow to get out of there. I started trying to plug it, and all it did was ferry me into this little micro eddy there on the river right.
I was gonna say, you can kind of slalom work that a little bit.
Now you go on down a little bit. There is a takeout trail coming up if you want to use that, but I'm going to show you guys. We didn't, obviously you could take out right down here and not even run Submarine and walk your way up, but you could take out below Submarine also and walk your way up too if you're doing like that. But we're doing the entire thing today. This is the entrance to Submarine. Now this rapid, I don't really know if it has a name. There is a flare boof right here on the right I like to use. You can kind of flare boof off of it coming up. At higher flows, you can go right over the top and really send it. But you just got to be careful not to land on a rock over there. Watch this flare right there. At higher flow, see, you would clear that going to the left. There's another little manky ledge down here that I run. I normally run this next ledge to the left, but today they were running it center. There was a group in front of us and they all ran it center, but I still ran it to the left. And I was totally fine going left. And I wanted everybody behind me, I was trying to tell them not to run far right, because to me it looked like there was a pin over on the right-hand side. There's a pyramid rock right there in the center. I would say stay left of that pyramid rock coming up. See, I stay down the left bank right here. You guys see that pyramid right there on the right? You can stay center of that and you can go right by it. Because I look back upstream and I'm trying to point to them that top pyramid rock. This is actually the top of Submarine. Notice how these rapids get kind of stacked right here, by the way. See, there's our pyramid rock right there in front of me. stay left of it, but watch, he runs immediately to the left. He stays to the right of it. And now, once he runs to the right, the rest of them run to the right of it. Now, do not get up on that rock wall. One of them get up, Naaman, he gets up on this rock wall over here. Gets pinned pretty good. I'm telling her about staying center to right. Now, I turn around. He's actually pinned up there. You guys can't even really see his boat, but he's actually in a bad pin, and I didn't realize how bad it was, and then I was like, oh, no. We were coming up there to try to help him. He just powered out of it. He just pushed his way out of it. By the way, he's got a YouTube channel, too, and he posted a video, so if you guys want to go check his channel out, I'll leave a link to his channel below where he kind of was running this. Now, I go down there and explain to him. I was like, I didn't want you to go up on that right-hand wall. I wanted you to stay a little left down there.
I was like, I wanted y'all to go left of the pyramid and you just ride out the flow. This is Submarine, totally chill rapid.
Now, over the years, Submarine Rapid has changed. It was actually one of the stouter rapids out here, the Submarine Rapid.
Center to right.
But it's like filled in. I'll show you another. I think I've got an older video of it. I'll post that older video. So see how it just comes down? Look how easy that is, just right down there. Now, I'll show you the older video of me running a few years ago. Look at how it used to look. I don't even know what the level was right here in this next clip. But, okay, here's how it used to be. There were obviously trees right there. See how it's piling up on that corner? And then look at that fold right there. That river left wall was actually very bad piton and a little bit of an undercut over there. Oh, and this is pretty much the end of the run. That's why I was like, congratulations. This pull down here to me signifies the end of the run. There's no more major rapids. You can take out right down here and there's a hike up trail. Here's another little rapid. I just wanted to throw these last few rapids in here. This one right here is just kind of like a little, kind of like flowy rapids. You can hit some eddies right there on the right and kind of do some eddy work. There is some good 360s down. The entire run is probably a little over 7 miles from that bridge down. And I'll leave links from the bridge and the takeout. So all this will have Google links in the bottom. And I'll leave a link to where, the best of my knowledge, where that other like put in is, where you hike down. This rapid's pretty decent. I like kind of working it. Just kind of like hitting eddies right there. Little tree you can throw your paddle over. Another little kind of ledge right here. Nothing major. I think there's a little ledge booth coming up that's kind of fun. Now, if this is running over a foot, I recommend always doing. Here's a 360. Crossbow switch 360 right there. Go down, and I still think there's a little ledge booth that I'm missing. Oh, you can splat that. You got a half slice, you can just hold it there for as long as you want. Oh, this tree was at the takeout. So this is the actual takeout I was telling you guys about, where normally a lot of people park. There's a rope swing. I'm doing like I'm going to flip over it. So what I'm going to do is like lay down, and sometimes if I can't paddle over them, it was a little too shallow for me to kind of like boof over. So I'm just going to kind of like flip, kind of like do like a kick flip over. I'll do this on lower flows. You can see the bottom. It's pretty safe what I'm doing here. I get it. Never side up on that. See, I did. I actually flipped over it. I think he tries it, and then he eventually just kind of like bails out on it. Yeah. Well, yeah, he's trying it right now. He never got it. I think he just ended up flipping back over, getting out, and then stepping over it. Here's the actual takeout that I was telling you about. It's in between these two trees. These trees might not be here by the time of this video. Who knows? You can see there's a little bank right here, and this is one of the best takeouts. You just walk right up there. It's a huge open like area. I'm showing you guys another angle from it. Well, there it is. That's the North Fork of the French Broad in Rosman, North Carolina. You guys leave in the comments below if you've paddled this or anything that you might see in this video where you might have a suggestion or anything. So yeah, see y'all in the next video.